Okay, and the last class of carcinogens that I'm looking at with you are those that we take in with our diet. And my point in mentioning all these is to point out possible things that we can consider and mitigate our own risk. All right, so we don't have to consider ourselves victims or helpless, but rather we can take charge and be proactive. So the first here is processed red meat. Actually, both of these points on their own, the processing is a problem. Next, red meat is a problem, especially processed red meat. Must limit that. Alcohol, again, reduce or preferably avoid. Children have to be educated and protected from adverse marketing. Unfortunately, marketing is targeting children young. My children are in the elevator and there's the advertisement for alcohol and making it look like it's a party and a wonderful thing. So people in general need to be educated and encouraged as well to follow healthy diet practice. So salt, sugar, and fat, especially animal fat, they need to be reduced or avoided. Eliminate cooking and preserving methods next known to increase cancer. So for example, they found that Chinese style salted fish was a problem. Another point is about aflatoxins. So these aflatoxins, they're actually fungi, and then it's difficult to see. I checked in, can we simply wash them off? Is this a surface contamination? Sometimes the contamination is going in deep, for example, into peanuts, and you can't simply wash it off. So the problem is that the aflatoxin fungal, aflatoxin is a toxin caused by the fungus, all right? And these fungus, they are infecting fields during the harvest, during transportation, during storage. Okay, they like wet and moist climate. And so with climate change, the problem can be worse, but it's already considered a severe contamination of food supplies, aflatoxins. Next, a suggestion is to drink filtered water. Drinking water may contain arsenic, disinfection byproducts, all right, radioactive contaminants. And they were found to be responsible for about 100,000 US cancer cases between 2010 and 2017. Next, we should soak or boil our vegetables in 2% salt water to remove pesticides. And even better was found to use 4% acetic acid, which means typical vinegar, as well as 0.1% baking soda. So to add 1 gram of baking soda for every liter of water in which you're rinsing the vegetables, and some lemon. This combination actually turned out to work better than the salt water alone. But the point is, get the pesticides off of the vegetables before consumption. And next is betel nut. So in the West, this is not considered a big deal, but there are people in the West who've come from Asia that are consuming these betel nuts, these areca nuts. They're highly carcinogenic. They're used by almost 1/10 of the world population. And so they're the 4th most common drug in the world after tobacco, alcohol, and caffeine. Typically, the problem is oral cancer, but esophagus, salivary glands, they're all fair game. So many people are not aware that it's a problem. Education is required. Many people are also in social climates where it's encouraged and it's very popular. And so education is going to help change this. Last, milk and cheese may contribute to breast cancer. Certain brands of cheese, it might be just certain milk, but anyway, some products are less safe than others. Last note there is about the radioactive iodine in milk after Chernobyl. They figure there would have been much fewer deaths if people were not consuming the local milk that had contained this radioactive iodine.